Hi, my name's Aaron Alsop, and today I'd like to talk to you about how to create an arsenal of lenses on the cheap. Now, I found the cheapest way to create an arsenal of lenses is by buying old manual lenses. Now, I love old manual lenses because A, they're really cheap, B, they're extremely easy to adapt to put on your camera, and C, a lot of times you can get them with just really cool features and that you don't really find in modern lenses. Now, like I said, they're really cheap. This is a 70 to 230. I bought this at a thrift store for $25. I got this 300 millimeter prime at the same thrift store at a different time for $30. And these right here is a 135, a 35, and a 55 millimeter prime that I actually just found in my parents' house cleaning it out, and my parents had just had some old camera lenses and they said I could have them. So the second reason why I said I like them so much, easy to adapt. When I look for new lenses, new old lenses, I always look for M42 mounts, and M42 mounts are really easy to distinguish because they have a threaded screw right on the back. And so because of that threaded screw, you can buy an adapter off of Amazon for $7 by Photodiox. It just screws straight on to the lens, and now you just fit this straight onto your Canon DSLR just like you would any other lens. I did experiment a little bit with FD lenses, and I didn't like them because they had a glass element to them to make them adapt and fit on them. And because of that, it was actually cropped in a little more, and it cut away some of the light. So instead of I think it was a 1 stop difference or 2/3 of a stop difference. And so it wasn't just what I expected. It wasn't that great. Whereas with these, they act just like any normal lens. There's no cropping in. It just works as is. Now, there are some downsides to using old manual lenses like these. The first downside is you don't have any autofocus, obviously. The great thing about it, though, is a lot of times when you are filming, you don't really use autofocus. It is nice if you do photography on the side, and if that is the case, then you probably will want to invest in some autofocus lenses. But because I do a lot of filming, I can get away with not worrying about autofocus. The other downside is sometimes just because they're old, there's dust, they're scratched, they don't work properly. I have this 135 millimeter that I thought was great until the second time I tried using it. The aperture broke in the middle. I don't know if you can see that, but the aperture won't open anymore. So that is a downside. Another downside to them is because they are not obviously being produced now, they are hard to find. I found these two at thrift stores, these two right here, and these other 3 lenses I found just in my parents' basement while cleaning up, just from their old cameras. So they are hard to find. You can get them on eBay. Some of them are $20, $30. If they are really nice lenses, they will be more in the $200 to $300 range. But it is still a lot cheaper than if you wanted to buy just a standard Canon EOS lens or whatever other lens. So if you haven't given the M42 mount lenses a try, I'd say go for it. Like I said, they're really cheap. These adapters are extremely cheap. They're $7 on Amazon. I'm going to get a few more so I don't have to be switching them between lenses. One last thing that I think is really cool about these lenses is because they're so cheap, you can do a lot of cool things with this. If you can see in this lens and with this lens right here, I cracked them because I was filming a few things that I wanted to get kind of a cracked look on the lens, but obviously I didn't want to crack my really expensive lens that I already use. However, I just found these in my parents' basement, or even if I bought them at a thrift store for $10, $20, cracking them isn't going to be the end of the world, and I can get that really cool look that I am going for. So that's the deal with M42 mount lenses. If you've got any questions about those or any other manual lenses, feel free to leave a comment in this video. I'll get back to you, or you can contact me on Google+. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be having a bunch more video tutorials along with comparing my 70 to 233 millimeter M42 mount lens to the Canon 70 to 200 2.8, just so you can see a difference between the image quality of the two. Anyways, thanks for watching.